What caused the slow startup in early digital cameras? Imagine capturing a perfect moment and then waiting several seconds before you can actually press the shutter again. That was the reality with early digital cameras from the 2000s. They had a reputation for being a bit sluggish when powering on. So, what made them take so long to get ready? Well, a few key factors played a role. First, these cameras were essentially tiny computers. When you turned them on, they had to boot up their internal software, which included initializing the image sensor, loading menus, and preparing the memory card. Unlike film cameras, which are ready to shoot instantly, digital cameras had to go through this startup process. The memory cards used back then, like Compact Flash or Smart Media, were much slower than today's SD cards. The camera had to check the card's file system, see how much space was left, and sometimes even scan 4 existing files. If the card was nearly full or had many files, this check could take a little longer. The hardware itself also contributed to the delay. Processors in these cameras were not very powerful, so even simple tasks took more time. Autofocus and exposure systems needed a moment to calibrate before capturing an image. Battery technology was less advanced too, so the camera often checked battery levels and adjusted power settings during startup. All these steps added up, making the camera take several seconds before it was ready to shoot. For users at the time, this was just part of the digital experience. It was a trade-off for not needing film and waiting for development. Today, looking back, that startup lag is part of the charm. It adds a nostalgic feel to using these vintage cameras. The whirring sounds, blinking lights, and slow boot up are all part of that early digital vibe. People now often mention that waiting is part of the process, and it makes the photos feel more authentic. If you ever pick up a digital camera from the early 2000s today, expect that delay. It's a small price to pay for that classic, retro digital photography experience.